Uh, very crucial topic for us to discuss right now is the versatility, the depth of knowledge that the spokesperson have. The political landscape that we see is very diverse, be it economically, socially, whatever you see. How important do you see for a spokesperson to have that depth of knowledge to, address every issue?
Good afternoon, good evening, and namaste to everyone here. And I thank Anurag ji for making me a part of his wonderful platform again. Thank you, Anurag ji. I'm a lawyer. So when I was studying and I did my 5 years of law, I used to think एक वकील से ज़्यादा पढ़ाई कोई नहीं कर सकता, क्योंकि ना ही आप वो 5 साल बहुत मोटी मोटी किताबें कंटिन्यूली पढ़ते हैं, वो 5 साल की पढ़ाई ख़त्म होने के बाद भी हर केस के लिए आप फिर से पढ़ना शुरू कर देते हैं, और काफ़ी सारे तो केसेस के फाइल्स लाइक रन इन टू डजन्स. बट नाउ दैट आई एम इन पॉलिटिक्स, I realized that a spokesperson actually reads and studies far, far more. And अनुराग जी पहले ये बात बोल रहे थे, यूजुअली जो प्रवक्ता होते हैं वो पूरे टाइम अपने फ़ोन पर होते हैं. ट्विटर ऑन होता है, कोई न्यूज़ का ऐप ऑन होता है, और पूरे टाइम आप पढ़ते रहते हैं किसने क्या कहा, कहाँ, कैसे कहा, किससे कहा. बट इट्स नॉट जस्ट दिस, इट्स नॉट अबाउट हु सेड व्हाट, इट्स ऑल्सो अबाउट एन इन डेप्थ अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द सिस्टम अराउंड यू, विच इज़ इवॉल्विंग, which also means that you need to be evolving, which means that you are a learner every day. And if you cannot be a learner every day, you're not going to get far.
राइट. ऑल्सो ये जो अपने इतने ये हम सब स्पोक्सपर्सन्स को अभी इतना पढ़ना पड़ता है, इतना जानना पड़ता है. हाउ डू यू थिंक अ फॉल्टर, व्हेन दे फॉल्टर इन दैट, हाउ डू यू थिंक दैट कैन इम्पैक्ट द पार्टीज क्रेडिबिलिटी, द मैसेजिंग दैट द पार्टी वांट्स टू सेंड आउट, उनकी क्रेडिबिलिटी पे क्या इफेक्ट हो सकता है?
So I can speak for my party, and what I can tell you is that my party will give you a chance, and they'll give you a chance to test you out several times. But at the end of the day, you have to realize when you're on TV, you're not there as yourself. वो हमारे नाम के नीचे ना प्रवक्ता भाजपा लिखा होता है. And that is a very, very responsible hat to wear. And you cannot take liberties with that privilege that has been given to you, which can be taken back at any point of time. So if you can always remember that you're speaking as a spokesperson of Bharatiya Janata Party and not as a Charu, I don't think you'll falter as much. And if you're on a back foot, or if you don't know something, it's far better to be humble and say, I am not sure about this and let me get back to you, rather than making a false statement and then standing there and fighting about it.
Can you share an example with our audience where having in-depth knowledge, providing a holistic view to what you're speaking, has made a significant impact to the party's work?
Oh well, that though my party should tell you. But I'll tell you a contrary example. And I was on a India Today debate, और अभी बहुत अनुराग जी जब बोल रहे थे, he was specifically talking about a whole section of the media being on the attack. Well, I will talk about the other section of media, which is also always on the attack. And this attack is directed towards us. So I was on a debate which is expected to be negative, with an anchor who's expected to attack me. And मणिपुर के टाइम पर मैंने बोला कि एक कांग्रेस के नेता ने कहा है मणिपुर बहुत छोटा सा प्रदेश है. सुधांशु सर आ गए, ही विल रिमेंबर दिस. सो मणिपुर एक छोटा सा प्रदेश है. आई डेफिनेटली रिमेंबर रीडिंग, बिकॉज आई विल नॉट से समथिंग ऑन टीवी if I have not read it. I'll never say something if it's a false statement or if it is a lie. I'm clear about that. But you know, in that fire of the debate, and the fire comes from multiple directions. It's not just the 4 spokespersons from other parties who are attacking. It's the anchor. And the anchor is attacking more than those 4 put together. And the anchor said, you can't make a statement like that on my show. Tell me who said it. And पता नहीं उस सेकेंड ना मेरा दिमाग ही नहीं काम किया. I know someone very important in the Congress said it. I just could not remember who in the Congress said it. And I said, no, I'm sure I'm telling you the truth, but let me come back with this information. मैंने किसी और का नाम लिया नहीं. The anchor came back to that twice in the debate, and it later also became meme material. So I've had the displeasure of being a meme material this one time. After the debate got over, actually the camera stopped rolling. मुझे ध्यान आ गया. तो जब मेरा debate चल रहा था ना, मैं सर को मैसेज कर रही थी, सर ये जो statement है ये किसने बोला था? But by the time the reply came to me and my thoughts came back to me, the show was over, and of course I tweeted about it. But no one cares what you say even 1 minute later. So the life cycle of news is 1 minute, 2 minutes. उतने ही टाइम वो चलेगा. Nobody cares 5 minutes later what happens. Nobody cares if you put in a retraction, you put in an apology. You can make a false claim. ये जो fact checker है, especially on Twitter, and these fact checkers are actually the ones who should be fact checked. They put out the information, वो tweet की reach होएगी 2 million. And then they'll put out a retraction, उसकी reach होगी 20,000. What's the point of that retraction? So I think it's very important to be aware that every minute of time that you get is critical and you make use of it, because आप बाद में कोई clarification दोगे ना, nobody cares and nobody will see it.
Right. I mean, speaking of debates, इधर पहले भी debates को लेके misinformation को लेके बहुत ये हुआ, and as a journalist we have a very bad habit of throwing googlies beyond the flow of conversation. How do you steer clear of that sort of a thing when randomly a question comes to you, and having a depth of knowledge, being versatile in what you know are speaking about, how does that help when you're thrown questions that are very unexpected?
That happens. So there is obviously going to be a topic of a debate and you go prepared for that particular topic. But if it's a long debate, obviously the information will flow from the left, from the right, top and bottom. And there could be a situation where you're encountering a question you never expected. There is no alternate to reading a lot.
Have you faced that sort of situation?
I think I've learned to maneuver it. It's been a while, so I've learned to maneuver it, but those things happen. If you have the information, you can make a statement, definitely. If you don't have the information, you can say that I don't want to talk about it, but TV पे ये सब ना चलता नहीं है. So it's a very fast-paced medium now. Right. And in a 20-minute debate, if you're getting to speak once or maximum twice, I think it's better to turn around with a counter question. It's better to say something which has absolutely nothing to say with the topic. I'm sorry I'm saying this, but that's just how it works, because you cannot be irrelevant and you cannot be caught off guard. So I think that's rule number 1 for anyone on television. Do not be caught off guard. And if there is something that you are unsure of, make sure you're the only one who knows about it and nobody else.
Perfect. I mean, I totally agree with that. On TV, the I don't know thing, does that work right now?
It could, because I still like to believe that there are very decent and very civil debates. Few of them, but those few do exist. And in those debates, being upfront and honest will always get you more brownie points, because at the end of the day, you're not sitting in a studio to win a debate. You're sitting in a studio to put out the narrative of your party to the people who are watching that debate. So it doesn't matter to me if I'm scoring a brownie point against the anchor or an opposition spokesperson. It really does not matter to me. As long as I say what I need to say, and as long as I feel I can reach the audience I'm trying to reach.
Absolutely. I think we are running short on time. Can we open the floor to questions? Any questions for... Okay, so we are out of time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much
for joining us today. It was a very pleasant conversation with you.